So what did I think of the budget yesterday? Well, it's just not enough, is it? Everybody's going to say the same thing. It's just not enough for everybody. He's obviously trying to be responsible because he doesn't want to crash the economy again like Liz Truss did. But the problem is things like the income tax threshold is frozen at least until 2028, according to him. And it's not going up with inflation, according to all the authorities that, predict these things. If it had gone up with inflation and had been, in line with everything, then our income tax thresholds should be around 15,500, and it's not. It's 12,500 at the moment. And putting because I work part-time because I'm disabled. Hello, Freya. She's a cutie, she is. Cutie. She's staring at me. If you put my part-time, because they're trying to say that it's going to make people who are lower income better off, but because of the fiscal drag from the income tax, I put my wages through the calculator to see what the difference is. So I gain with my national insurance, a minute amount. I think it's like £4 or something ridiculous like that a month. But because of the fiscal drag with my income tax, I'm actually nearly £40 worse off a month. So I'm not actually any better off gaining that £4 a month at all. I'm not any better off, unfortunately. And also, if I earn more, then my company pension, I pay more with that. So I always have to kind of take that into account. And I know that, you can opt out of these things, but obviously I would like to have a fairly decent pension when I retire, if I ever retire, because obviously they're now talking about people who are born my era, Gen X, 1971 I was born, talking about us working until I was 70, which, with my illness is not going to happen. So I'll end up on benefits anyway, because there's no way in hell that my body is going to let me work until 70. It's just not going to happen because I struggle now. I really struggle now. I've got, on top of my chronic issues, I've also got osteoarthritis and my knees are falling apart. Being told that I'm going to have a knee. I'm only 52. I'm going to have a new knee at some point in the future, on the one side, and the other side is going that way. And I also have huge problems with my ankles as well. So, there's no way in hell that my body's going to let me work until I'm 70. And I do a mostly sat down job. I work in a clerical job that, is that I can do within my limitations. It's just impossible. I just know what I feel, I already take off too much sick time as it is. And I'm really lucky that I have a very understanding, employer who took me on knowing I have chronic illness issues and accepted that. So I'm really, really fortunate in a lot of ways, that I do, because that's not the case for everybody. The one good thing that he did do was that Money Expert Saving people have been campaigning for ages and ages about the child benefit and how it should be family earnings rather than one person earnings, because it wasn't really very fair for some people, and that is something they're going to change. So that was actually a quite good thing. I did think that vaping tax would be brought in eventually anyway, because if you're going to reduce people smoking, how are you going to replace the tax that's earned from that? Well, it was obvious that vaping was going to be taxed at some point. So that wasn't really a big surprise. I think that a lot of people pensioners particularly were a bit upset that the national insurance was the only thing where people gain, because obviously they don't pay national insurance, they pay tax on their private pensions. And so obviously they're kind of like saying, well, hang on a minute, so you're like leaving a whole elderly, we're all struggling, well, everybody's struggling, but obviously elderly people are struggling as well, and they're like, well, you know, what about us? You just left us with nothing, because a lot of these people with private pensions, they don't get any additional help. So like my mum's only just, because her savings dropped, and my mum's only just been able to get some pension credits, and she's only just started getting the cost of living payment. But before that she wasn't, and actually she was also paying loads of her rent as well. So she was actually worse off than somebody who didn't have a private pension. She's actually worse off, which makes no sense at all, because it should be means tested, really. It doesn't make sense to me. We've got to pay, but now, because her savings have dropped, because obviously she has used a lot of her savings for everything, you know, she's actually getting some help now, so she's actually a bit better off, which is bizarre. But through the Keir Starmer's like rebuttal, they just was laughing. I mean, he was he was stood there talking about how much worse people were off, and they're like sat there laughing their heads off, and I'm just like, what? So it's funny, is it, that people are worse off? Is that how you want to be portrayed as a party who thinks it's hilarious that people are worse off? I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, my rent's gone up by 7-something% in April. It's going up by, my council tax going up by 5%. So like, you know, and I'm worse off, even though they've given this extra 2%, whatever it is, national insurance. I'm actually worse off by 30 odd pounds. It's nearly £40 actually that I'm worse off by. My rent's gone up, or my husband and ours rent's gone up. Council tax has gone up. Both our car insurances went up this time. His went up by 12 quid. Mine was by nearly £12 a month. I managed to get our phone bills down because I changed what we were doing completely. I've got rid of loads of things because we just couldn't afford them anymore. And we cycle our streaming services, so we don't have like 6 or 7 streaming services going at once. We have like one that we cycle, so we watch everything we want to watch on it, and then we change it to another one, so we cycle, so we're not constantly got like 4 or 5 on the go kind of thing. Hello Kimmy, you've been very cute. I got 2 little cuties going on here. And you know, I've stripped everything back as far as I can. But my husband works really bloody hard. He works with children in children's homes. He's a manager, and he works bloody hard. And sometimes he's always doing extra to try and give us a bit extra, just so that we can have a little holiday. You know, like to go, like sometimes we can't even afford to go anywhere. Sometimes we have to like go camping or something. We're not one of these people that go off, you know, on bloody cruises around the world and all this kind of thing. We just haven't got that kind of money, and we're trying to make sure we've always got money for emergencies, you know, like if the car breaks down or one of these little devils gets sick. So we always try to make sure we got some savings for these guys, because they're too old to have insurance now. And, you know, we try to do all the right things that they tell you should do. And then, yeah, I mean, we're just worse off every time, every year. Everything goes off and we're worse off. And then they like say, oh, well, we'll put wages up. But then everything goes up. So actually, you're no better off at all. And, you know, if income tax is not going to go up in line with inflation, then, I mean, it's fucking appalling, to be honest. Food is still really bloody expensive. My husband nearly had a heart attack when he went shopping. You know, you talk about, like, everybody's like, oh, you know, I can't even have a takeaway anymore, because they're like, just for a small takeaway, like if you want to go and have a kebab or something, you're talking £30 now. It used to be that you could get a kebab for like, I could get a small kebab and chips for like £7. And now, like, if I want to have, like, a small kebab and chips or something, you're talking 30 quid. It's absolutely appalling. It's just, I've never seen it so bad. And I didn't vote for Brexit before someone goes on about that, because I did not agree with coming out of Europe. I didn't agree with it, and I still don't agree with it. Can't take it back, but, you know, I didn't agree with it. I just think they've made a shambles, and I'm not entirely convinced that Labour can do any better, to be honest. I'm just not entirely convinced that they can. I don't know who could, to be honest, but at the moment in time, I do not want another term of the Tories. So what do we do? What do we do? Madness. But yeah, it was a bit lackluster. Luster. I don't know what the word is, but it was lackluster or something like that. Yeah, it was a bit shit, really. I mean, I can't even get proper treatment for, I mean, I've got Sjogren's, my teeth are falling apart. I've managed to go to get an NHS, I was like gold dust they are. I managed to get an NHS dentist, but I can't have the work on my teeth that needs doing. I need implants. I need an implant there. This tooth here, this one here, he can't even fill it, the dentist, because it's so weak from my Sjogren's that he can't fill it. So he's had to leave it because it's not got a cavity or anything. It's just an old filling fell out. And now it's so thin where the Sjogren's, because I have no enzymes that protect my teeth. And although I use this really, really bloody expensive toothpaste to do my teeth, and I'm going to need, eventually I'm going to have all that out and have a plate, because I can't afford implants. And implants like £3,000, and I haven't got £3,000. There's no way. I need implants all along here. And because I have Sjogren's, I can actually get something called dry socket. So they don't even necessarily advise that you have implants. But yeah, my dentist is so reluctant to do anything. He's given me a plate for this one, but it's so uncomfortable, I can't wear it. And I keep saying to him, it's really uncomfortable, I can't wear it. I can't talk with it properly. It's so thick in the front. And this is the state of our NHS dentist, and I can't afford thousands of pounds to sort my teeth out. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm really lucky that most of my teeth are all right. It's just these front ones, and it's just because I got Sjogren's. Because most people have proper digestive enzymes that protect your teeth, and I haven't got that, unfortunately. And because I suffer with GERD because of my Sjogren's, because again I have no digestive enzymes that protect my stomach, and I overproduce acid, and that obviously can damage your teeth. That's why I have this really expensive toothpaste. She's so cute, isn't she? You're adorable. You're adorable. Everybody look at you. You're so cute. Look, hello. She's so freaking cute. So yeah. So even with an NHS dentist, you're not guaranteed for your teeth to be amazing. I've had one new fill-in in 30 years. So I do really look after my teeth. And I'm really lucky, because most of my friends with Sjogren's have actually lost 90% or more of their teeth, because they just die and fall out. So I'm really lucky to have my teeth. And it's only, my dentist said it's because I look after my teeth. So I'm lucky in a way. But I hate this. I hate it. It's ugly. Hate it. But what can I do? It's the state of our NHS dentistry, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm going to stop whinging now. But yeah, that's what I think of the budget. Bye.